Welcome back to the Stock Estate, everyone, and today this former financial advisor is going to review what I am going heavy on my long-term portfolio and why. Stay tuned. Okay, to give some context, many of you here know, especially my new subscribers, that I do a lot of swing trade videos from my past content, but I do think it is time to talk about the long-term investments. This video may do horribly in terms of views, but I don't really care, as long as it brings value to my views. Okay, so let me reveal a secret. Okay, first off, the amount I use to swing trade is merely 10% of my entire portfolio, okay, and I limit myself to that. Every time I earn more profits from swing trading that exceeds that 10%, I will put it into my long-term investment portfolio. And over a long time frame, I know that my long-term portfolio will generate more returns than my short-term trades as long as I choose the right investment. And that's really difficult. And today, I'm going to explain why the genomics sector has recently engulfed 50% of my portfolio and why I am so confident that it will 10x my gains in the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, so there are 3 main overarching reasons and 2 personal ones that makes me so bullish on genomics. You can quote me on this, what I'm about to say. The first reason is that the cost of genomics is finally low enough to be obtained by the middle class and soon to everyone. The first reason people are not adopting genomics yet is firstly, it's so damn expensive. Okay, it's 10 years before, it's around $25,000 for a shot at sequencing your genes, and that's like insane amount of money for a chance back then in the 2000s. And right now, it's finally down to about $1,000 per try or per shot, according to McKinsey. Quoting ARK Invest on this, ARK uses a concept called Wright's Law, where I translate, in simple terms, is that people will not use something that's inherently innovative and better, but more expensive. But as innovation gets better and reduces the cost till one day it is actually cheaper than the current solution, it will be better and it will be cheaper. And that will suddenly erupt waves of demand for the product as people, the consumers realize that they have no reason not to switch. Okay, one great example here is Tesla. Okay, everyone's really iffy about EVs when it was quite expensive. Okay, the battery technology was still quite in its early infancy stages. The total cost of owning an EV is still much more expensive than a normal combustion engine. But as it gets cheaper, as people innovate, and as the battery technology gets cheaper, as the car itself, the maintenance, everything gets cheaper, more and more people start to adopt it. And it comes to a tipping point, where suddenly erupts massive demand, okay, like Tesla. Suddenly a lot of EV companies have sprung up. A lot of people are thinking that EVs might be the future. People are thinking of switching from combustion engines to EVs. And same with genomics. I can really see in the future years that the price of, per shot at, sequencing your genes falling. And even faster rate than it is right now. Okay, right now it's around $1,000. In the next few years, be $500, then it'll be $100, then it'll be $50, and by then it'll be cheap enough that everyone will be able to use it. And hence, I would say get on this genomics train right now before it actually takes off, and it will be like buying Tesla back in the 2018s. Okay, and which leads to my next point. Genomics, when adopted and integrated into current healthcare system, will have an impact on how patients are treated for severe diseases, and this impact will have magnitudes on the rest of the industry, leading to other innovations and disruptive technology. The key word here is precision. Okay, what genomics do, is that genomics, they are changing the way, people are developing drugs. Okay, it is more sophisticated because we can find a specific alteration that is causing a certain disease, right? And try to target a medicine specifically to that alteration. What does this mean? Okay, so genomics, is precision. Okay, they can actually pinpoint what is the exact treatment or the problem that we have and the exact treatment that we need to solve that problem. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, it is very sophisticated. In 2018, 8 out of the 41 new drugs approved by the FDA are targeted therapies. Okay, so there's only 8 out of 41. Okay, there's so much more room to grow. Okay, traditionally, the healthcare approach is to, give you a general treatment. Like example, you have a flu, they give you a general antibiotic or a flu medicine, which might do more harm, because although they treat the current treatment, but it might be too much, and it might actually kill other cells that are not involved in the process itself. So it's not too specific, and generally the healthcare approach has been very general and has been causing a lot of wastage per se, and as well as harm that could have come to the patient because of overdosage or underdosage, etc. But now, with genomics, we can take a look at disease on a very personal level. Okay, to date, genomics have the most impact on cancer, okay, because they can get the tissue, they can sequence it, and they can identify the alterations, and leads me to think that this industry still have loads more to grow. And if it done right, it will phase out $1 trillion industry of healthcare, okay, because the general way of treating diseases, right, will be phased out, and everything will be replaced by precision treatments, and cancer is just the start. Okay, for genomics, prevention is always better than cure. Okay, genomics identify the symptoms early to treat them before it gets worse. And when this such a huge industry gets disrupted, the returns to the investors who have invested in them in the early years will be equally as substantial. And lastly, I do think genomics is a great opportunity because there's a lot of fear in investing in these companies. And the general rule here is that when people fear, there is a great buying opportunity, okay? And this is actually a small quote, from Warren Buffett himself, especially if it is a good investment. Another reason why is because people don't really understand about what genomics is, and they can't really wrap their head around these companies, okay? Especially, okay, if you look at their earnings call or what they do as a company, it gets very, very confusing, okay? If you read the earnings call of these genomics companies, which, by the way, I read over 20-30 of them, okay, it doesn't seem like much, right? But trust me, okay, it's very complicated and it is a lot. And the common problem here is that you can see is that they have massive amounts of jargon and medical terms and weird names for their products, and that will be very, very difficult to understand for the average retail investor. And hence, this sector is really, really undervalued as a whole because people just don't understand. Okay, or they just don't take the time to understand unless they have a real interest or passion in this sector. And honestly, all these numbers and terms are really, really boring, to people who have absolutely no interest in genomics at all. Okay, which leads me to my own personal reason for investing in these stocks. Okay, so why did I choose genomics instead of AI, EV clean energy, or fintech? Which is the other disruptive platforms that ARK Invest have actually came up with. Okay, one of the main reasons is that I have an interest or passion in understanding this sector. Okay, honestly, the market is huge. Okay, there are many, many opportunities. Okay, but always, okay, buy into something that you understand or are willing to spend time to understand. Okay, for me, it's genomics. Okay, this passion stemmed maybe from 2 years ago, from being a medical specialist in the army to another 3 years of being a paramedic and a CPR-AD trainer in my earlier days. And that was before I was a financial advisor. Okay, I have seen people, die in front of me, and I understand how precious life really is. And for me personally, investing in these companies are not really just for the money. But I know that my money will actually be helping a lot of people through these companies. So it is an investment for me and also carries something personal for me as well going forward. And same for this YouTube channel. I quit the financial industry because I really want to help many, many people on a very, very large scale to achieve their financial goals. And no, okay, I'm not going to sell you any course. Okay, in my ex-financial advisor role, okay, I've met many, many people who have lost money in the markets, as well as people who have put their money in and out, and for 5 years and get a really, really measly return. Okay, honestly hurts me to see that. And as a financial advisor, I can only service a limited amount of people because, after all, I have limited time. And whereby, under a firm or a fund, there are so many restrictions to what kind of investments you can buy. Too risky and they won't let you buy it. And too innovative but not enough profit, they won't let you buy it either. So I realized that YouTube allows me to reach out to more people than ever, and as well as letting me zoom in and do the things I love the most, which is analyzing companies and picking investments that are unique and will generate massive returns in 5 to 10 years. And I really, really hope to put out great content like this to you guys in the future, as well as my research on genomics. So do subscribe, and stick around. Okay, and drop a like if you find great value in this, and I really, really hope to see you in the next video. Alright, and stock is stayed out.